Now we'll take a closer look at the actual construction of the bike rack. It's built from 1.5-inch ABS pipe and various fittings. I had quite a few of the fittings on hand. I had to go out and buy some more, so there ended up being a mix of styles of fitting. So as a result, you'll see some long elbows and some short elbows. I had to cut different lengths of pipe depending on the fitting I used, just to compensate to keep everything equal in terms of the heights. So that's, if you notice that, that's what that is. Pointing there that at the bottom, you notice how it sits on the that roof deck there, and it straddles the higher roof. I will be putting some anti-chafe tape there, and keeping and pull it down there with angle straps, ratchet straps. I don't want to put foam because I want it to sit down securely, so I'm going to use anti-chafe tape instead of say pool noodles or foam to protect the gel coat and the paint. You notice here the elbow arrangement. If I'd used PVC, I could have made used a corner joint that actually will attach 3 pipes into one fitting, and I could have replaced 2 of the T's. But the ABS that rather the PVC I saw was a smaller diameter. I did not think it was as stiff. I set out to make a bike rack, and that was pure and simple what I was going to do. Then I thought I might be able to set one kayak on top if I wanted. I ended up adding another, realizing I needed a second cross piece just to stiffen and to hold this rack tightly to the boat. And when I did that, I realized, hey, I can stuff a second kayak right in there. And it was just an accident that it happened to be the exact right dimension and so on. I do not expect to carry a kayak, so they are heavy, and it's a pain in the butt to get them up there. The other thing is, I don't think they're so necessary. A bicycle is necessary for transportation when you land somewhere. But the kayaks, they don't take you too many places that you can't already go with a shallow draft houseboat. The other thing is that kayaks are difficult enough to get into from a stationary dock, let alone a bobbing houseboat. And I think I just end up, my wife and I would just capsize and get wet. The bikes, the tires sit right on the deck. No part of the bike contacts the gel coat or painted surfaces. If you notice, there's one brace that goes down there, and the pedal actually sits up above it, and it's kept clear of the roof at all times. The bike is bungeed securely, and of course, once the thing is held down with ratchet straps as well, it should be fairly secure. It does add some height, and I suppose it does add a little bit of top-heavy moment, but I think it's negligible. If the bikes have to be taken off, I mean temporarily in between locks and things like that, you can just lay them on the front deck, but I think this is a nice convenient place to put them. The kayaks, as I said, I don't think is the greatest idea. In my case here also, they cover the solar panel somewhat, and that's not desirable. Eventually I'm going to split that up and have 2 panels, one either side. It won't be so bad. I also had to remove the anchor light. You can't really see it, but right under there in the center is the anchor light. It pops in a socket. I removed it. Even without the kayaks and with the anchor light in place, the bikes themselves might give a little bit of obstruction to the anchor light, so I may have a secondary anchor light that I just hang a battery one up on the top of the bike rack for nighttime parking or anchoring. Right now this is a novelty. You'll notice this, there's where the anchor light is removed. This bike on this side is a novelty. You can look at it. It's an old 10-speed. It's been modified, and you see there's a chain running up there vertically, and in a minute or so you're going to see that this is a strange bike. It's just a lark my son threw together. There are 2 small propellers on the back. He removed all the brakes and so on. He tried this out in our swimming pool with a bunch of bottles, plastic bottle flotation everywhere. 6 o'clock here. Anyhow, and he could make about a quarter mile an hour speed in the pool, though the bike tended to capsize. So this is the same kid that made the motorized gasoline-powered sofa. Yeah, so I look forward to using this rack. I think the bikes will be able to handle the bike not too bad. There aren't too many places on this boat that you could carry bikes except on the roof. And I think the fact that the roof on the Hobo has that high center roof, I think it is an ideal way to capture and mount the bike rack. I did not want to put any holes in